Hey guys, it's Charlie with Wyoming Militaria. Got a treat for you here today on the weekly video. I haven't had one of these, and I've wanted one for quite a while. I had one years ago, and I went to look at some stuff today. Didn't get the thing I was wanting to look at, but this happened to be there. I pulled out this nice M1 helmet out of a garage in Wyoming. This thing had so much dirt on it and dust, it literally looked tan. So I wanted to talk about it. I'm not a real World War II guy, not a real helmet pro. This is a nice World War II helmet here. It's got a 141 on it, probably some kind of a training number put there for some reason. And I want to go over a couple points of this helmet here. It's got the appears to be the original paint on it. And boy, she's a beaut. So, the M1 helmet was adopted by the U.S. Army 1941. It continued use all the way up into the 80s when it was replaced by the K-Pot, the Kevlar helmet. Now, there's a lot of changes that happened with these that were subtle. But basically it remained the same helmet all the way through. It would have had a liner that went in here, looked like kind of another helmet in and of itself. Unfortunately, all he had was the shell. So a couple things I do want to point out, show you some different things with these. These helmets, I don't know how well you can see the texture on it. Were originally textured with cork. That was to break up the light. You notice that way it's not all shiny, versus the inside you can see doesn't have the same texture on. It's a lot smoother. This particular helmet dates to about April of 1942. The way I dated that, you can look at the heat stamp number. This one's 117D. The rim on these initially was front seam. We can see this is the back of the helmet. This is the front. Later on, the seam would have been in the back. Now I've seen videos of guys kind of quote-unquote faking these up. They'll take a rear seam helmet and they'll take a set of cutters and they'll cut right there to try to fool you. So even though we see it's a front seam, we want to look at the back too. Another thing, and that around 1944, they moved, they changed the material the rim was made out of. They moved the seam to the rear. So there were World War II helmets that were made rear seam, but front seam is obviously always the most preferable of the bunch to get your hands on. This is what's called fixed Bale. In 1942, I believe it was, later 42, might have been early 43, they switched over to a swivel bale. So you see guys when they're talking about helmets on Facebook, the internet and stuff, they'll use FS or RS. That's front seam, rear seam, and then you'll hear them use the term FB or swivel B or SB. That's fixed bale or swivel bale. This is a nice fixed bale. A lot of times these get broke. Another thing I want to show off here is this chin strap. The way it goes together. These two ends would have hooked. This would have hooked into there. Later on, these came with a ball attachment on them, similar, and then later yet they came with a snap. Later chin straps had metal there. This one you can see has got stitching. I've always heard that called bar tacking. So this is a nice early helmet shell that happened to come out of a Wyoming garage. Anytime you buy one of these, you always want to give the interior a good look over, as well as the exterior. These were really prone to getting cracked. So this example here, along with having pretty nice paint, very minimal dents. Also does not have any of those stress cracks that are so common. With these fixed bales, there's guys out there that'll take they make reproductions of these. The D bales are the ones you really got to watch for. The paratrooper helmets, used to have one of those too. And they'll actually remove the old bales and re-weld. They usually don't get, and there were several different variations of welding, but you always want to pay attention to how those are, welded on there, because they usually are very clean. The Army ones, if they're sloppy at all, don't walk, run. But anyways, wanted to show that helmet off today. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Like us, follow the page, subscribe to us if you're watching on YouTube, and as always, check out the photo album titled the For Sale album on Facebook. If we got anything there that we can help you with, that catches your eye, let me know. We'd be happy to sell it to you. As always, we're happy to take your money if we got something you want, and we'll work it out. Have a nice day. Thanks.